Hi, this is Stacy from Gooseberry Bridge Farm, and I'm coming to you from my newly remodeled pantry. We talk a lot on this channel and on our Instagram and everything about our canned food and growing our own food, but lots of people ask me what we buy at the grocery store. So yesterday we went to Aldi's and we picked up an Ozark order this week, and we also shop at Costco and discount grocery stores. So I'm going to show you what a typical grocery haul looks like for us. All right, so this side of the pantry in general, there's still a lot of homegrown herbs, and those are homegrown beans, but there's a lot of grocery stuff on this side. So we'll look in these crates here in a minute, but for now, this is grocery stuff. I kind of just shoved it in the back here rather than putting it away. We'll go over the Ozark stuff first, and this is not like, I don't know how long this will last us. We had ordered, this is bulk sorghum grain. We are gluten-free as a family, and we grind our own grains and mix our own gluten-free flours. So we usually use a mixture of sorghum and millet flour. So this is the organic sorghum grain from Ozark, and we use our grain mill to make that into flour, and then we mix it with millet flour, which we are out of, and Ozark was also sold out of. So that is going to get interesting, but we have other things we can mix it with. And then we also buy organic gluten-free oats from Ozark. In this box we have, I haven't even really opened our Ozark order, but I believe this is cocoa. Oh, there it goes. Not whatever's on the outside of the package. Yes, this is cocoa, and we usually get this on Amazon, but Ozark was just a tiny bit cheaper, so we got it from there this time. We got 10 pounds of cocoa, and that was 50 pounds of sorghum. And then we also got chocolate chips. Okay, so I had to get this box open. It's really dark in our pantry. If you have any suggestions for lighting solutions, please leave them in the comments. But this is the chocolate. It appears this is, I think, 33 pounds of Ozark bittersweet chocolate chips. So it's organic. They're soy-free, which is another thing that's important to us. And yeah, these are just in this bag. So I will be repackaging these into smaller Mylar bags later. I've never actually bought the big bulk 33-pound chocolate from them before, but it was the cheapest way I could get organic soy-free chocolate, and we have some soy issues, so it's important. So this crate has our Aldi's food in it, which from Aldi, the main things we buy is this organic gluten-free pasta. It's cheaper. It's by about half the price of anywhere else where you can buy, including Ozark, gluten-free noodles. And we do make these from our grains. We can make an egg noodle that's gluten-free, but sometimes it's just nice to have it already made. We also get some organic ketchup from Aldi's. Again, it's like half the price of organic ketchup other places. And it looks like somebody bought some Dijon mustard. That would be my husband. But the ketchup we also can make from our tomato products from our garden. We can use freeze-dried tomato powder and pretty easily make our own ketchup, and we have, but it's a convenience thing. All right, one more Ozark thing we got was this canned coconut milk. It was on sale. Otherwise, it is cheaper to get organic coconut milk from Costco, but this coconut milk has a higher fat content, and for most things we water it down, so this actually goes further, but usually it's just more convenient to buy it at Costco, which is 15 minutes away. Okay, now we're to the discount grocery store I was telling you about. There are discount grocery stores all over the place around here. This is one that's kind of close to our house. We bought this piece. There's 9 bags of here of 4 pounds each of organic coconut flour, and it is out of date, but we bought a few bags a while back from them and they were fine. I'm going to be repackaging all of these with oxygen absorbers in Mylar, and if we have room, they'll be kept in the freezer, which should make them last a good long time. But they're all, I mean, they're pretty much in Mylar now, but they don't have oxygen absorbers, so I'm, just to be safe, going to repackage them because we just bought 40 more pounds. So, and we already had probably that much that we bought, but they were down to less than $4 a bag. So that's for coconut flour, it's super worth it. Okay, and I left this bag on the shelf here. The other thing we buy from the discount grocery store is salad dressing. I do make my own salad dressing, but I talked about this in my pantry tour. This is fine. There's pretty decent ingredients here, nothing bad. These are 50 cents a bottle at that store. So most of them are just barely out of date and they're fine. So we buy those. Okay, if we start looking on these shelves, you'll notice a trend with the chocolate chips and the cocoa. And then we've got a trend with coconut products, coconut milk and coconut flour. But this box is all from Costco. These are dark chocolate treats, and there's some cookies in the back there that are something we like to have around. We buy almond flour, and these are beans from the store. But when you go down here, these, okay, that's some kind of sugar, but these are all beans we grew, all these. So we kind of mix them up. Those beans that were from the store, we actually purchased a couple years ago, and we were trying to work through them, and then we won't be getting more of those. We might buy more beans from Ozark because I prefer to get the organic beans. This bin has oats and sunflower seeds. Let's see if I can show you. Oh, and look, potatoes. We have a few of those left we need to use up. Those were a big pack from Costco. There's sunflower seeds, sesame seeds, flaxseed, quick oats, and this bag is sprouted rolled oats. Maybe sprouted steel cut. I can't remember. These bins up here are plastic bags, so that's obviously from the store. Let's see what's in this bin. This area down here is teas and other drink things. So this is a creamer, there's coffee, there's these bags are full of tea, collagen, and more coffee. We clearly know what's important. These are all different herbal teas. Somewhere in here, or actually it's in our other room, we have another cabinet full of herbal teas that we grew, and these are ones we bought just to make sure we had everything covered. Up here, this entire basket is different kinds of balsamic vinegar, and there's some rice wine vinegar and other stuff. This is mostly from another discount grocery store that we shop at. There's just a few cans. I don't even know what these are. Cranberry sauce, some beets, taco shells, grain-free taco shells. There's the soup, a few other things. There's probably a can of mushrooms, like just some odds and ends that we are still working through. There's some cereal back there that my kids got for Christmas, and I've hid from them because I don't like them eating it. They act like little crazy things when they do. This bin is full of like Worcestershire sauce and different Asian sauces, fish sauce, and I don't even know what else. And then I've also got a stash back here. Let's see if the camera will focus on it, with some gluten-free cookies, which again, we can bake our own, but we don't always get around to it. And who doesn't want to have cookies in an emergency? Up here, this is the oil section. There's coconut, avocado, and olive oil. There's a few missing right now. We need to restock the light olive oil that I keep on hand for infused oils and whatnot. And then the very top shelf is a whole bunch of different vinegars. So there's our homemade apple cider vinegar, there's more homemade apple cider vinegar, there's white vinegar and store-bought apple cider vinegar up there. There's also a bin way back there in the back that is all granola bars that I hide from the children also. You've watched my other pantry tours, so this wall here goes up is our old shelves, and we just added this end shelf, this whole side, and the ladder. I have a full tour of my pantry before this, so you can see how much cooler this is. And then I've also got the stuff, oh look, Molly made brownies, they're on the shelf. I've also got a lot of the stuff that was in here. It was on metal shelves over here if you watched my other video, and now it's in our sun porch, our enclosed porch. Just realized I didn't take these chocolate chips away. Put them down there. I've got a lot of chocolate chips to deal with still. The box from Azure. I've got my Mylar. I've been working on the coconut flour. It feels a little silly opening them up, but I know from using them that they don't have oxygen absorbers in them, but the bags are Mylar. So I'm just taking them out and then using my heat sealer that came with my freeze dryer to heat seal them. Here's all the rest of them that I need to do, and I've got a little package of oxygen absorbers, so I really need to get on that. I need to clean up my muffin tins. And the pasta all goes in this tote down here, hopefully. And this other tote was the chocolate chips, but since we're gonna have a new stash of chocolate chips in bigger bags, we will have to put them somewhere else. I guess we'll see. And I don't know where I'm putting my cocoa either, so we've got a whole bunch of fun to do here. I think I might also, excuse me, since I have a bunch of gallon Mylar bags, I think I'm going to try to make gallon portions of the sorghum rather than leaving it in that bag. And I'll probably do a few half gallons in the mason jars, because that's what we're planning to store them in, like as a canister. Am I using the right word? My brain. I've also got more coconut flour up here that now that I'm sealing these, I'm gonna go ahead and just seal those also. I wanted to mention also that what we've been doing with these Mylar bags, these are new, but the Wallaby brand especially, which these are actually not Wallaby, but the Wallaby ones are a little thicker than these, and they can be easily washed and reused as long as you don't lose too much of this. So we're going to heat seal this and then cut it and then use this, and then if we want to use it again, we might end up just with a heat seal and no zipper. So we just plan accordingly when we use the product. Okay, so these are my chocolate chip bags. I need to label them. Some of them, you can see this is the last one I did. It's that full, and this one is more full. Okay, that makes it look not that dramatic, but it is. This one probably has about that much more, quarter more. And there's 7 bags. It was 33 pounds of chocolate. We normally buy our chocolate in these big bags from Sam's or Costco or whatever, but these have soy in them and they're not organic. They are a lot cheaper, but that's not what we want. So it does say it's made with sustainable cocoa though, so great. Good for them. I don't understand why they have put soy in chocolate when you can obviously make it without. Oh, on my little rant about this chocolate, it not only has soy, but it has milk fat. We like to avoid conventional dairy also, and natural flavorings. It smells a little funny. They smell fake. I'd like to show the ingredients, but I gotta find them. All right, here's the ingredients on the back box. It's organic cocoa, liquor, organic cane sugar, organic cocoa butter, organic natural cocoa powder. No flavors, no milk, no soy. I cannot keep this focused, but yay. We are rebagging the sorghum now. Out of the paper bag into the Mylar. I however long we need to store it. This is how we are packaging the sorghum grain. I've got 5 bags out of the 25-pound bags, so they're really about 5-pound bags. And I'm labeling them with the Sharpie because the labels were too small. Okay, so we have a few places besides the Azure stuff I just showed you. We sometimes order other stuff from Azure, obviously. We have a few things we get from Aldi's, a few things we get from the discount grocery store, and there's lots of little stuff we get from Costco. We also order from Frontier Wholesale online. We get lots of herbs, herb mixes, supplements, and sometimes like soaps and body washes and shampoo and that sort of thing from them. You can get some good quality, natural, organic type products, way cheaper than retail. Just look into joining Frontier. Make sure it's Frontier Wholesale, not the regular website. You have to jump through some hoops with tax stuff to join, but anybody can do it. We also shop from local farmers. So before we were raising our own beef. We bought a bull to breed with our milk cow, and then we will later be raising her baby for meat, and probably another cow, just one at a time, so that we have a steady stream of beef. But before we started doing that, we were buying local beef, either a half or a whole, or last year we bought a beef and a half from a local farmer who used similar practices to what we do. We're also raising kuni pigs. We raise about 50 to 70 meat chickens a year, and for ourselves. And we also, there's one more. Oh, we have some hair sheep now that we are going to try out for meat as well. I have a real kind of issue with eating sheep, but that's because they're too much like goats, and I can't handle eating goats, and I'm just weird like that. But we are working on expanding meat options. My last pantry video, lots of people were like, but you need meat, and I don't need canned meat necessarily because we have 5 deep freezers full of meat. So we're using that for now. We will be trying out canning more meat this year, and also freeze drying meat. We want to cook a bunch of ground beef that we get from this new bull that we're butchering, and we're going to try freeze drying it, so that you have, like with freeze dried ground beef, you just add hot water and you can add it to whatever recipe, or you can add it to a soup, and it takes in the moisture from the broth, and that flavors it. It's supposed to be it's really easy. And you know, a lot of our purpose in doing all of this is to make healthier, better whole foods easier. It's too much to be chopping vegetables every single day and having to keep fresh everything in the house.